Hey, we're live on location in Lake Tahoe, Nevada side, and we're with Rebecca Monson, local expert in all things residential and luxury real estate. And we're going to talk about a live deal, or actually it's unfortunately a past deal that she wished was still live so she could defer the tax. Rebecca, talk to us about what happened.
So my husband and I built a home and we needed to sell it. And turns out we had to pay a lot in capital gains. We had over $1 million in gains. We built the home and sold it for about $1.7 million.
So it was like blood, sweat, and tears, and you're like, hey, we're going to build this thing. We're all excited, but all of a sudden you're like, oh my gosh, I still have another partner, and that partner is the government. And they're ready to take their fair share, if you will, but. Yeah. That's as much as 37% because it was on the California side, right?
Right. It was definitely on the California side. Fortunately, technically, we owned it a little bit long term, so we didn't have to pay crazy like 50%, but we still had to pay over $200,000 in capital gains.
So pull up the picture so we can see it for everyone else, so they can see it. And what was the address? What was the location? And tell us a little bit about that.
The address is at 11410 11410 China Camp Road in Gray's Crossing in Truckee, California. So brand new construction home, the whole shebang. Yeah.
Okay. So what did it sell for?
It sold for $1.7 million.
Okay. And then what did it cost you to build it? Like what are you all in for?
All in was about $700,000. So including land. Yeah. My husband's, at the time we, made it because we wanted to build it for ourselves to live in, but we ended up selling it. So, yeah.
What do you think it would cost right now for a $1.7 million house? Like, what do you think it would be?
The house right now?
Yeah. What do you think the cost would be now?
To build the house right now, so actually the house that's sold at 1.7, it is worth almost $3 million these days.
So if you would have held it for a couple more years, your tax would have been another $2 million gain. You're looking at another $370,000 per million, basically, right? Because 37%. Yeah. So that would have been over $1 million in tax.
Exactly, over $1 million in tax.
So do you feel better that you only paid $370,000, or do you feel like you would have waited a couple years and paid $1 million in tax?
Well, I don't want to pay that much tax anyway. Now that I know about the Deferred Sales Trust, I'm going to defer my capital gains tax in the future.
Absolutely. And by the way, too, for those that are wondering, you can now not only do defer the tax into the future, but you can also use those funds to develop more projects, because part of why Rebecca and her husband decided not to do a 1031, because they're in the business of developing, right? They're not in the business of buying properties that are worth $1.7 million or more, and they're in the business of buying land and then developing. So remember, a 1031 exchange, part of the challenges is that it has to be equal rate of value and it has to be in that short period of time. And so now that they know about this, every single property that they're selling in California is going to be a 37% ability to defer the tax. And then for investment property, and then if it's in the state side of Nevada, then they're looking at about a 24%. So you got to know about this. If you don't know about it, you go to capitalgainstaxsolution.com. If you're listening to this right now, you need to share this with somebody who can really make a difference in their life. There's a lot of people feeling trapped in their homes, and they need a solution, and this solution is an amazing one. Again, go to capitalgainstaxsolution.com, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.